Hello. Hi, everyone. Come on in. Today, we're going to talk about my 2025 predictions. I was in the between phase of being asleep and being awake, and all of these visions and images just started flooding in. And so, you guys are receiving these prophecies, these downloads, these uploads in real time. The first thing we're going to talk about is something is going to happen with Jay-Z. I see him cutting his hair off. So he will be trying to disguise himself, or what it feels like more so is it feels like it's part of a ritual that is done to clean his image up. And I do see them cutting off his hair, his dread. So this could be happening for him in 2025, but it feels ceremonial. It feels, and if we think about that, guys, when we think about hair, we think about DNA. So let's take this one step deeper. Because sometimes spirit shows us one image to get to another image. Are they going to be able to prove Jay-Z's DNA with this case that he has going on with this 13-year-old allegedly? This could also be speaking in terms of DNA, but I did see his hair being shaved, and it's really given emphasis to the side of his head being shaved. I'm going to come back to that, but let's continue on. Another thing that I see is with Oprah. I woke up and I saw Oprah on fire, like she was burnt to a crisp. It felt like she was in the underworld just burning. I don't know what's going to happen with Oprah this year, but she is burning, and I don't know if she will be sacrificed in terms of being sacrificed in public. I think someone turns against her. I think Oprah knows a lot. Oprah has been a foundational player in the whole like Harvey Weinstein episodes. She is a foundational player in keeping kind of, you know how they call her a mammy, like a Hollywood mammy? This is who she is, but she presents herself as love and light and as this figure that helps women all over the world. But what she really does is she puts up blockages and leads women, especially into cages energetically, so that the evil one can feast. She's it's not like she's a handler, but what she does is she brings people to handlers. This is who she is. She will be exposed, and there will be judgment because of this harsh judgment. I saw her burning in the underworld, and as above, so below. So we will see this play out here on the earth. We will see this play out. They may even take away some of her accolades. She may even start selling off a lot of assets and just leave America. There's something that is happening with her. And guys, give me just a moment to pull the next message because I started to receive all these things when I was kind of still sleeping but awake, and I need to pull them back up. Spirit really puts an emphasis this year on you. Spirit wants me to repeat that. Spirit is putting an emphasis this year on you. This is a huge shift as we're moving from us kind of viewing ourselves through the lens of everyone around us or viewing ourselves through the lens of the outside world. That's not going to be happening this year, especially for the chosen ones. Everything's going to be happening inside of you, and then the world will view it based off of what has already taken place in you. So, what I mean by that is people will be moving more into this authentic path. But more importantly, it almost becomes like people really start to realize the interconnected connected connection that they have between everyone. And this sparks some sort of like the best way I can say it is technology inside of them. Like there's a whole shift between like last year, oh, I can't do this because I don't have that, or I can't do that because I don't have this. Like, no, this year that is like taken off of the table, and people are truly understanding who they are and just how powerful they are. But this is a different sort of power, guys. This is a power. It almost feels as if we are being powered by someone or something. And so spirit puts an emphasis on you. You're not going to be looking for the outside world to feed into you, right? Like we're coming into oneness with ourselves. And when we do that, it really does spark a deep knowing. This deep knowing actually is what's going to start to form these relationships again with our higher selves, with our star families, with our cosmic families, with our cosmic royal families. So when we revert and turn our attention back into ourselves, worried about our own internal dialogue and viewing ourselves through our own feelings, thoughts, and emotions, this really sparks something inside of the chosen ones, the ones that are doing this sort of introspective work. And it almost in a way, it sets off a chain reaction. When I tell you guys, people will have not just outer body experiences, but outer worldly experiences this year. Especially if you've been the one that has been doing the work for so long and you've been shunned and called weird by society, friends, and family. This is the year where all of those things that people thought were weird not only starts to make sense, but people will see it in real time. So all of those things you were preaching for the past 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, you're going to see the fruits of that this year because your cosmic families, cosmic royal families, star families, higher selves, you're going to be in alignment with them this year. And it's going to feel almost as if they are living here on earth with you. They are working with you through you. This is getting deep because you're going to do some things that are not going to be normal, that things that may defy what they thought that a human could do. And this, it reverts back. Spirit puts this emphasis on you being the technology. Like once we actually stop looking for external things and we go back inside of ourselves, this is what sparks this revival. There's a revival that happens between you and all of the other aspects of you and soul family. And basically it's like a cosmic, your cosmic lineage gets awakened. And this cosmic lineage is awakened through you. And this is what people are seeing. Yes, you are the same, but there's a power that you have inside of you, which is outer worldly. People will see that this year in 2025. and 25. And if you allow yourself to accept those changes going on inside of you, this is going to bring a higher level of trust between your cosmic families and yourself. And what I'm about to say, some people may not be able to handle this, but what I'm about to say is some people will decide to walk out of this earth and not return. I'm going to repeat that. Some people will decide to walk out of this earth and not return. This is part of what I've been talking about, the rapture technology. The rapture technology starts with you understanding you, creating space inside for your cosmic family to return within you. And some of us will decide to go home. This is truly the rapture. The rapture is being raptured to 5D consciousness and beyond. But sometimes the higher we go, the more we cannot exist in physicality, is what I'm saying. Some people will be physically leaving this earth. Some people will be only leaving the earth when they're sleeping. They will be in other worlds with other aspects of themselves. So they will be living kind of in two places, but it's only to make the merger over to the next timeline when their body naturally passes away. So I hope that I'm making that clear. It's going to become very clear. Now, could there be some sort of thing that takes a mass amount of people away? Yes. But if this sort of new pandemic happens, it's not going to be like the first one. It's going to be a silent war on us through technology, through your computers, your phones, even your cars will, some people's cars, all these electric vehicles will turn against them. This is just coming through right now. Some of these electric cars will turn against them. Some of these electric cars, if you are not strong enough in the soul, if you don't know who you are, please do not drive these Teslas. Do not drive these electric vehicles if you don't know who you are, because they are rewiring you on a DNA level. This is coming through very clearly right now. You think that you're driving it. No, it's driving you, but where are you going? You're going to their God. You're being sacrificed. This is coming through very clearly, and I did not expect to pull this message. But Source wants you to know that. Goodness. Okay, give me a second. I was about to say something very important before that message popped out. Yes, guys, so some people will be leaving. And I was talking about the pandemic that will be electronic. It will be through electronics. There will be radiation poisoning. This is what has been happening. Like, it's going to be in so many different ways, but Spirit really says that these things are in our hands. This is like the smartphone. It's in our hand. So if it's in your hand, then you have the ability to control your screen time, to control how much of it you utilize. So I really feel that the next pandemic is done this way. And even during the first pandemic, when we were all locked down, they were changing out the internet boxes in the ground. This was preparation for this, what happens now, what happens next. This was all preparation. And Spirit is given an emphasis to the 6G technology. That is what they were doing. So that we have 6G, and even 7G, but it feels like it's more in a vibration of 6G right now. And it's very interesting that in my client session, we went to the seventh dimension, and that is where Satan actually tricks people. It's supposed to be a heavenly number, right? A heavenly dimension, but it's a trick because you're guided there by your vices, by, your habits, your bad habits, your drinking, your smoking, your emotional outbursts, and all of that. And then when you reach for that thing that just makes you feel better, that fear, and all of these things that you use to sedate yourself, that is when you end up in Satan's domain, which is the seventh dimension, ironically, which if you think about the number seven, that should be the Christ dimension. But no, the dimension that the Christ actually sits on is the 13th dimension, right? So just be careful when we are seeing the seventh vibration, because a lot of this is for the enemy to tell you that the seventh vibration is from source, when in fact, it appears to be love and light, but behind it, it's really still just Satan. And Source really wanted me to point that out so that we're not tricked, right? Into Satan's playden, right? So the evil one is everywhere. Satan cloaks itself even as God. This is why you have to get to Source, because Satan can cloak itself. If you're holding an image in your mind about who God is, you've not yet reached source yet. There is no image on source. The moment you can define source, then there's still more to go. You still need to go higher. There is no image, right? Source is really wanting us to know that in this year 2025, now, this is where the blue beam technology comes in. They could present a God in front of us. They could present Yeshua, Jesus. They could present Buddha. They could present Krishna. They could present Shiva. They could present, Muhammad, all of these people. We might all be looking at it, but based off of your belief system, you could see something totally different than the next person, right? Source is really giving an emphasis to this. We have to get away from the images, because in this year of 2025 and even beyond, this is what they're going to use, because they know that humanity is so heavily governed by our five senses. This is what we're doing. The chosen ones will understand we have to unweigh ourselves from these five senses, because that is the only way we're going to see clearly into our own inner mind. It's all about the inner mind. It's the third eye that looks within, not looks outside trying to figure out what's going on in the world. No, it's the eye that looks within to figure yourself out. If you figure yourself out, then you will understand the secrets to the universe, because every single person living and breathing is a living, walking universe. We are all in our own universe. This is the first thing you need to uncode, is yourself. And that has all the key codes to uncode everything else. So this is the sources putting emphasis, going back to this year is all about you. The internal you. The work starts within. Source really, 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 truly wants me to emphasize this. Like so strong, coming through so strong. So the blue beam vibration, that's going to be happening. People are going to be falsely led to this 6G, 7G technology. So it's all multi-layered. It's going to be working through your phones, because Source is saying it's in your hand. The very thing that gets you sick, you have control over. It's in your hand. It's your phones. It's the 6G, 7G technology. So what this looks like from a cosmic perspective is that Satan is in charge of this. When you have access to the 6G, 7G technology through your phone, it leads you up to that dimension where Satan cloaks that it's a heavenly dimension, the seventh dimension. But no, that it's him. And all of the feel goods to the body that we use to sedate ourselves and just to get through our days is actually what takes us right into the hands of Satan. And this is very interesting because that part came through in a client session a week ago. Now I'm understanding how all of this is truly connected, guys. So if you do not want to be part of the next pandemic, it's almost as if we have to turn off the 6G technology on our phones. And I'm not even sure if they've announced that we're in 6G, 7G technology, but that's where we are, and we have to find a way to turn that off. And what Source is truly saying is this is why, okay, thank you, Source. Source is saying you're the activator, right? This is why Source truly wants us to go inside, is because you're going to be able to turn these things off. It's almost like you become the remote control. You become the power pack. And this can only happen when you are a chosen one, when you have done the work. This is the technology I keep talking about with we're becoming human technology. Some people will be swallowed by their own technology. Some people will literally have these bombs in their hands, these phones. These are atomic nuclear bombs. Some people will have it and they will implode with it. But the ones of us who heed this message right now, when you go back inside, understanding your own human technology, you now are the controller of the external technology, the external phones and all of that. Source is saying inside of yourself, you can detonate their 6G, 7G technology. So, you know what's funny? I want to give you guys an analogy. When you go to another country, if I wanted to plug something in, if I'm in the UK, right, I cannot just plug in my iron or my curling iron. I have to use an adapter because what it does is it changes the watts or the voltage from my American made, hair iron, flat iron, and it changes it to now be able to match the voltage and the watts of how the houses are made in the UK. This is what your body's going to be doing in this year. This is why Source really wants you to go inside, stay inside of yourself, because you're going to start to understand your own technology. And it's because your cosmic royal families and star families, you have formed a relationship with them. They're going to be working through you. You will not be alone from this day forth. So you're going to be able to change that 6G, 7G inside of your phone. You're going to be able to basically create an adapter to change the voltage so that it does not power you. You are to power it. It is not to power you. So Source really wants us to go within and understand our human technology, and your star family, your cosmic families will be living here with you. They will be here with you and inside of you. It's about to get freaky, guys. It's about to get freaky. And it does take a level of trust, because as above, so below in all of these movies, they always make it seem like, oh, getting the chips is bad and getting all of this stuff. Like you've seen all these movies with these higher dimensional beings and, maybe how they want to destroy humanity and all of that. Well, that's one thing. This is what's going to be going on for the ones who do not understand their own human technology. Nothing trumps human technology, because we have these spark souls which have a direct line to Source. This is why you have to stand in who you are. We actually are powering all of this. You see all of this playing out on the world stage? It's you who's powering it. It's the chosen ones who understand who we are. These evil people think that they're one step ahead, but what they don't understand is that it is us, that we are leading them to fulfill prophecy. We are the ones leading them energetically. We're dismantling and uncoding their codes. And what this is doing, it's forcing them to scramble. These elites are scrambling, and it's leading them to fulfill prophecy. We are the ones, because what did I say? We are the controllers in this year. And once you come into oneness with that, I'm telling you, none of this stuff you're going to get ever feel a way about. You're going to sit back and see what everybody is stressing about, and you're just going to sit and watch, because you understand that you are forcing this to happen. When you step into your human technology, you're forcing prophecy to be fulfilled. Once prophecy is fulfilled, this is how we reset. This is actually how we get to that golden age. We have to allow for the prophecy to be fulfilled. And a lot of us are here speeding that process up so that we can have this reset into the golden age timeline. So there's a level of trust, and this is why you have to know yourself, and you have to know your allies. You have to know the spirit guides that are for you and the ones that are still cloaking. Not everyone that cloaks is bad. This is why you need to understand energy signatures. Guys, you're not going to be able to fake it, and I've been saying this for years. You have to understand how to read energy. I want you guys to start practicing when you go out in public. I want you to practice, fixate yourself on that waiter serving you. Trust me, you can read her energy. You're going to be able to know what's going on. Start asking her questions. Start practicing with people. Start talking to people again. Back in the day, that's all people were doing when they were talking. They were reading people's energy, asking organic questions based off of the energy that the other person was giving off. But nowadays, people stay to themselves. So this very basic thing that we used to be able to do, we don't actually use it anymore. We got to go back to that, reading energy, because you need to understand who your allies are. Some people have false spirit guides that they've been working with. Some of these people have been coming here for clearing. They have false deities that they have on their altars, and even false gods that they've been serving all this time. Satan is everywhere. Satan will hide in pictures of even Jesus in your house, because there are to be no graven images. Take down all of those images if you have those images. The true essence of source is pressed together on the heart space. It does not have a color. It does not have any shape or form. It transcends the space-time continuum. It is light to the highest vibration. That's what true source is. So we're coming into this understanding now. We're getting rid of the five senses, which are enslaving us. Those five senses take us right up to those towers, those 5G, 6G, 7G towers. That tower, that's Satan. That's where that's taking you. That is exactly where it's taking you. But when you work on yourself and you understand your own human technology this year, you now become the controller of that. And so that's what Source wants to say about the technology. And this Project Bluebeam, that all these aliens is going to start coming out the woodworks, they're going to be showing you, which will be false, by the way. When you truly have your human technology turned on, you're gonna be able to call BS on that. But other people will truly believe it. And this caused another division. So much like COVID caused a division between the people who wanted to have the jab and the ones who didn't. When this happens, this fake alien invasion or spottings, right? Because it's going to be sightings, right? And they're going to spread it on social media. It's not going to be like, oh, the whole world looks up in the sky and they see this. They're going to give us disclosure the same way they've always given us disclosure, is by showing it in the sky, which is their false projector screen, which I talk about in the Cosmic Bible. This is their television screen. So don't worry if you don't have a television, because most people don't. They're using the skies to broadcast their television program to you. So you're going to be able to tell that this is false. And so when people capture that fake alien invasion, and low key, guys, that's what we've already been seeing with all of the different, not just this situation with these orbs and drones, but even prior to that, all of these things that have been happening have been the reveal of the fake alien invasion. It's not just one event, it's multiple events, and this has already started to happen, right? This is already the Project Blue Beam already taken place. So yeah, that's what Source wants to say about that. I want to talk about the cloaking and go back to the trust. And I'm going to say this, I'm going to get out of here. Oh, thank you, Source. There's also, you guys need to form financial trust as well. Something changes. Source has me skipping around, girl. This is very important. You have to get your money under control this year. There's going to be some laws changing. Some of these laws will be for your benefit, but you won't be able to really truly take advantage of these things, guys, unless you're thinking like the rich. There's a book called What Would the Rockefellers Do? I suggest you get that book. It talks about, you're setting up your trust, your family bank. It also talks about your insurance as well. This it's a kind of insurance that you can live off of. I'm drawing a blank right now, but it talks about all of that. In order for you to truly take advantage of, I do believe that Trump is going to change some of these laws in our financial system. He's going to certainly try to. We're going to see if Congress will pass it. But in order for the average man to take advantage of that, you have to do your paperwork. You need a living trust. You guys have to start putting your houses, your properties in your trust. You have to set up foundations, right, for to help you with taxes. If you have any sort of major cryptos, you need to have a crypto attorney. This is the year of getting your financial house in order. You're going to have to spend, yes, some money to set these things up, but in the long run, it's going to save you from the fall of America. It's what Source is saying. Source gives emphasis to the fall of America and the fall of the dollar. We are truly going to move into being tokenized, the world being tokenized through cryptocurrency. This will create a natural collapse in America and in the dollar. However, because Trump wants to be the #1 crypto country, what falls off is the old America. What falls off is there's a splitting. There is a new America emerging. And in order for you to take part in it, you're going to have to move accordingly. The old America and that old template, that finally now gets washed down the drain. As soon as there's regulations in the crypto space, this divides these two. This begins the fall of America, but it's only the part of America that was already dead. So how do you guys make the quantum leap to the good side of America that's emerging? You need a living trust. You need to set up a family bank. You need to actually get some tokens, get some good quality cryptos, some Bitcoin, some XRPs, some Ethereum, so Solana, the top 5, the top 10, right? A lot of these coins will be merging with other coins as well. I think Shiba's going to be merging with one of the other major coins and possibly Pepe. So some of these meme coins do make it, but many will not make it, guys. So as you start to flip money in crypto, you really want to start holding and flipping that into the top 3. You really want to do that. And if you have a house, you really have to get that thing in a trust. Seriously, there's some laws that change, but I'm telling you, this is going to benefit people. Your tax is going to be so small. Once you set all these things up, you can contact an attorney to do that. But when you guys start to hear about this next year, there's going to be rumors about it, talks about this. in the new administration, the Trump administration, you will know that it's time to get these things in order, because the only way it's going to benefit you if you now have these things in place like the wealthy do. And people would think that these things are just for the wealthy. No, this is for your tax benefit. That's what this is for. This is so you don't get eaten away. The old system was taxing people out of oblivion. Like I was saying, you actually get taxed on more money than you even make. Girl, now make that one make sense. But when you start to set all these things up like the wealthy, you start to pay less taxes, therefore you have more money. Everyone, guys, we have money. It's just that your money's being stolen from you through these false fake taxes. That's what's going on. So you're going to be getting your financial house in order this year as well. And the other thing I do want to say, guys, is this has been coming to my awareness for the past few weeks. I keep forgetting to come on here and talk about it. It feels as if, the prophecy with The Simpsons. I saw a few weeks ago in my mind's eye, I saw Trump and a sign above him that said rest in peace. And I saw like the Simpson character, like Homer and Bart Simpson. And it really felt that energetically, they're trying to bring the Simpsons prophecy to pass of Trump passing away. And it's been coming up even this week. There's still death hovering over Trump's head, guys. We have to pray that that doesn't happen, because if that happens, guys, actually, this year will not go the way that we want it to go in our financial sector, which we are going to have a rally in the market. There will be a sharp decline too. Like I've been saying always, I do see a major crash coming in the market, but we do have a rally before that happens. If Trump is not alive, I don't think we will have that rally. I think if something happens to Trump, and by a landslide, girl, if Kamala somehow is able to weasel herself in there, I don't see it happening. But what I'm saying is, I see that they are trying to have this Simpsons prophecy of him passing away come to pass. I've never watched the prophecy, so I don't know the details of it. But what I'm saying is, things will drastically change if he does not get in office. And if you think that inflation is bad now, you will not want to see what would happen if Trump does not get into office, guys. What a lot of people don't understand, you may like him or you may hate him, but he's been ordained to come in and be the president in this moment. Source has this under control. You don't need to worry about what Trump is doing. Source is using Trump to usher in the golden age timeline. Yes, may he say some things, may things happen in order for that to happen. May there be a little bit of destruction before the golden age timeline happens. Yes, because this is just how we have to get to the golden age. There has to be a falling down of some of those old systems, and there has to be radical change. Not source, but Trump is radical. So don't pay attention to that and what he's saying. Pay attention to yourself. This is what Source keeps saying. Focus on you and you getting activated with your own cosmic royal families. You becoming the remote control, because that's the only true way we're going to be able to protect ourselves for what is coming. Lots of people will be leaving this earth. Will be leaving this earth. And going back to Oprah, Oprah represents a whole period of time in Hollywood that is burning in the pits of the underworld. It's not hell, guys. It's the underworld. All the stuff they show in the movies where they're talking about hell, no, it's truly the underworld that they created because they have to live in chaos and fear. And when you start feeling fearful, that's their energy. It's not yours. And this is why Source wants you to go within this year, because the only way you're going to be able to understand, is this truly what I'm feeling right now? Or is this their energy coming up from the underworld, from all those portals the Vatican's open? It's them. Any lower level emotion is all them. That's all them. You are of a higher order and a higher vibration. So anything less than that is them. And then once you detach, just taking a few deep breaths, when you understand that they hit you with the fear bomb, then you can release that and it returns it back to them. But this Oprah burning represents this whole nest egg of celebrities that is all going down. Jay-Z, Beyonce's, the Oprahs. If you think about it, these are those foundational pillars in Hollywood that are leaving. And it's really weird. This is what Spirit shows me. A lot of the people, like the Black celebrities, are the face of it. So they'll be the ones physically that you will see taking the fall, but don't get it twisted or confused. It's all of the people that were in the vibration of the Oprahs, of all different races and nationalities. It's all of the Jay-Z's. But for some reason, the Black faces, right, are the ones that they're using as an example. But it's the whole nest egg that's being removed, guys. So even if you see any other, like, could be a sports guy, a Black sports guy, being accused next, just know that he's representing all of the people that did that said particular thing. I don't know why they're using the Black faces to do this, but this is what Source is saying. This is what they're using. But it's the whole nest egg going down. And it's because we actually stood up. We actually figured out their lies. We have been dismantling these people one by one. This is why Oprah is burning in the underworld right now. Not just Oprah, but everyone else of her kind is burning. And so, yeah, that's what I want to say for now. There's so much more to say. I'm going to come back. Um, we're going to be starting a series about the number 13. There's been lots of coding. Me, Taya, and Jim and I, we were on the phone for 2 hours last night, and we were reading chapters in the Cosmic Bible, and Mother Eve is back here on Earth. This is what we all decoded last night. She's here and she's going to be helping people. She's here present on Earth because it's interesting, guys. I'm going to save this, but Mother Eve is back and she's here actually working with the new DNA codes. She's working with the new DNA codes. So guys, if you start to feel different, where's this work done? The work is done on the base of your spine, the base of your spine. So if you start to feel different, you might be getting upgrades. She is here. She's the one that works with the DNA. She's the one that creates the 5D children. She's back here on Earth, guys. So we are getting our upgrades, guys. And so that's why I don't want you to be afraid, because how else are we gonna have our human technology in real form, in real time? We have to have updates. We have to get chips. We have to get new technology. We have to get all of these things. So as the evil one has their own chip and technology to take you into the metaverse and the underworlds, our cosmic royal families also have the same thing. And this is why you have to know yourself and know who is for you and who's not. You have to know your spiritual team. You have to know source in energy, guys, not in image. If you're looking at image, you'll be fooled and tricked every time. So that's just what I wanted to say, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. But I love you guys. I love you. I love you. And so it is as we walk together in divine love. Be well. Be well, guys.